welcome back to my channel. Today topic is Constitution of India. Constitution of India, Supreme Law India document lays down framework that demarcates fundamental political code, structure, procedure and power of and duties of government institution and set out the fundamental rights, directive, principle and the duties citizens and based on proposal suggested by M.N. Roy, longest written national constitution in the world. Constitution of India overview. Jurisdiction India ratified 26 November 1949, 74 years ago. Date effective 26 January 1950, 73 years ago. System Federal Parliament, Constitutional Republic. Government structure, branches, 3 executives, legislature and judiciary and head of state, President of India. Chamber 2, Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. Executive, Prime Minister, led cabinet responsible for lower house of parliament. Judiciary, Supreme Court, High Court and District Court. Federalism, Federal Electoral College, yes for President and Vice Presidential election. Entrenchment 2, History, Amendment 106, Last Amendment 10 August 2021. 105th citation, Constitution of India 9 September 2020, archived from original 29 September 2020. Location, Parliament House, New Delhi, India. Signatories 284 member of Constitution Assembly. Supersedes Government of India Act 1935, Indian Independence Act 1947. Imparts constitutional supremacy, not parliamentary supremacy, since it was created Constitution Assembly rather than the Parliament and it was adopted people to with declaration in its preamble. Parliament cannot override Constitution. It was adopted by Constitution Assembly India 26 November 1949, become effective on 26 January 1950. Constitution replaced Government of India Act 1935 as country fundamental governing government body document and dominion. Indian become Republic of India to ensure Constitution. Act 3 framers repealed the Superior Act of British Parliament Article 395. India celebrated Constitution on 26 January, Republic Day. The Constitution declared India sovereign, socialist, secular and democratic republic, assured citizens justice, equality and liberty of endeavors to promote fraternity of original 1950 Constitution present in nitrogen-filled gas Parliament House in New Delhi. Background 1928, all parties convened committee Lucknow to prepare Constitution of India, which was known as Nehru Report. With the exception of scattered French forces esclaves, India was under British rule from 1858 to 1947. From 1947 to 1950, same legislation continued implemented. India was domain of United Kingdom. These 3 years, each princely state was convinced. Sardar Patel, VP Menon to resign. Article integration with India and British government continued to responsible external security country. Those Constitution India repealed Indian Independence Act 1947, Government of India Act 1935. When they become effective of 26 January 1950, India ceased to dominate British ground and become sovereign democratic republic of Constitution. Article 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 60, 324, 366, 367, 379, 380, 388, 391, 392, 393 and 394. Constitution came into force of 26 November 1949 and remaining article become the effective on 26 January 1950, which is celebrated every year in India Republic Day. Previous legislation. The Constitution was drawn up number of source mindful India needs and condition framers forward future of the previous legislation such as Government of India Act 1858, India Council Act 1861, 1892 and 1909, Government of India Act 1999 and 1935, the Indian Independence Act 1947, later which led by creation Pakistan divided into form Constitution Assembly in 2 Amendment Act 1935. It also very important step for making Constitution for 2 new of born countries. Each new assembly had sovereign power to draft and enact new constitution. Separate state Constitution Assembly. Constitution was drafted Constitution Assembly, which was elected member provisional assemblies. The provincial 389 member assembly reduced to 99 after participation of India took almost 3-year draft constitution holding the 11th session over 165-day period. The Constitution Assembly member of drafting committee Krishnamachari said, Mr. President, sir, I am one of those who have listed Dr. Ambedkar very carefully. I am aware amount of work enthusiasm that was brought beer into work drafting constitution. At the same time, I do realize that amount of attention to necessary purpose drafting constitution important to be movement given to by drafting committee. House perhaps aware of the 7-member nominated you. One had resigned from House and was replaced. One died and was not replaced. One was away American and his place was not filled up. Another person was engaged in state affair. Another was wide of extended. One or two are other wide that extended were far away from Delhi perhaps region. Health did not permit them to attend, so it happened ultimately border drafting constitution fellow Dr. Ambedkar, and I have no doubt that was gratefully him to having achieved task manner which was undoubtedly commendable. B.R. Ambedkar is concluding speech of Constitution Assembly 25 November 1949 state that credit that is given me does not really belong to me, belong party sir B.N. Rao, Constitution Advisor, Constitution Assembly prepared rough draft for the Constitution Consideration Drafting Committee. While deliberating revised draft, Constitution Assembly moved, discussed and disposal of 273 amendment of total 7,635. Timeline formation of Constitution of India 6 December 1946. Formation of Constitution Assembly accordance with French practice 9 December 1946. First meeting was held Constitution Hall, now Central Hall, Parliament House. First person address was J.P. Kirbalani Sachidananda Sinha become the temporary president, demanding separate state. Muslim League bipartisan meeting 11 December 1946. Assembly appointed Rajendra Prasad President, H.C. Mukherjee Vice President and Rao as Constitutional Legal Advisor. There were initially 389 member total which is declined to 299 after participation. Out of the 389 member, 290 were government province, 4 from Chief Commissioner province and 93 were princely state. 13 December 1946, objective resolution was presented. Jawaharlal Nehru laying down underlying principle of the constitution, the latest become preamble constitution. 22 January 1947, objective resolution unanimously adopted. 22 July 1947, national flag adopted. 15 August 1947, achieved independence. India split into Dominion of India, Dominion of Pakistan. 29 August 1947, drafting committee appointed with B.R. Ambedkar as chairman. Other 6-member committee were K.M. Munshi, Muhammad Shadullah, Alladi Krishnaswamy Iyer, N. Gopalaswamy Iyengar, Devi Prasad, K.T. Anand, B.L. Bidar. 16 July 1948, along with Narendra Kumar Mukherjee, V.T. Krishnamachari was also elected second Vice President of Constitutional Assembly. 26 November 1949, Constitution of India who passed adopted was Assembly. 24 January 1950, last meeting Constitutional Assembly. Constitution was signed and accepted with 395 article, 8 schedule and 22 parts. 26 January 1950, Constitution came into force. Process of took 2 years, 11 months. G.V. Mevlankar was the first Speaker of the Lok Sabha, lower house of Parliament after India turned into Republic. Membership: B.R. Ambedkar, Sanjay Peki, Jawaharlal Nehru, N. Gopalacharya, Rajendra Prasad, Vallabhbhai Patel, Kanhaiya Lal, Menakal, Munshi, Ganesh Vasudev, Mavlankar, Shandip Kumar Patel, Abdul Kalam Azad, Shyam Prasad Mukherjee, Nalini Ranjan Ghosh, Balwantrai Medra were key figure. Assembly which had over 30 representatives scheduled class. Frank Anthony represented Anglo-Indian Committee and the Parsas were represented by H.B. Modi, Harendra Kumar Mukherjee. Christian Assembly Vice President chaired Minority Committee and represented non-Anglo-Indian Christian. Ari Bahadur Gurung represented Gorkha Committee. Judge Chas Alladi Krishnaswamy Iyer, Bengal. Benakal Narsingh Rao, K.M. Munshi and Ganesh Malavankar were member of assembly female. Member of include Sarojini Naidu, Hansha Magadha, Durgabai Deshmukh, Ambedkar, Vijay Lakshmi Pandit. First two-day president assembly was Sachinada Sinha. Rajendra Prasad was later elected president. It met for first time of 9 December 1946. Drafting Sir B.N. Rao, civil servant who became the first Indian judge. International Court judge was president of Indian National Security Council. Was appointed as the Assembly Constitutional Advisor. 1946 response for Constitution General Structure. Rao prepared initial draft February 1948. Draft P.N. Rao consists of 243 article and 13 schedule, which came 395 article 8 scheduled after discussion, debates, amendments. At 14 August 1947, meeting of Assembly Committee were proposed. Rao draft were considered, debated, amended by the 8-person drafting committee, which was appointed 29 August 1947 with B.R. Ambedkar chair. A revised draft constitution was prepared. Committee of submitted assembly on 4 November 1947. Before adopting constitution, assembly held 11th session of the 165th day on 26 November 1949. Adopted the constitution, which was signed by 284 members. They celebrated National Law Day or Constitution Day. Day was chosen to spread importance of the Constitution and spread through the India of ideas of Ambedkar. Spectacle, Jawaharlal Nehru bending over a large book. Jawaharlal Nehru signing Constitution Assembly final session convent on 24 January 1950. Each member signed 2 copy Constitution, one Hindi and other English. Original Constitution handwritten with each page decorated by the artists from Santi Niketan, including Beyagar Ramanor, Sinha and Nandalal Bose. It is calligrapher was Prem Pehari Narayan Rezada. Constitution was published in Dehradun and photolithographed by Survey of India. Production original constitution took nearly 5 years. 2 days later, on 26 January 1950, become Law of India. Estimated cost Constituent Assembly was 6.3 crore rupees. Constitution was had more than 100 amendments since it was enacted. Influence under other constitution. Government inflation, United Kingdom. Parliamentary government, nominal headed by state, post of prime minister, more powerful lower house, concept single citizenship, legislative procedure, bicameral legislature, rule of law, cabinet system, legislative speaker under their role. Prerogative read, parliamentary privilege, united state, bill of rights, fundamental rights, written constitution, preamble constitution, federal structure government, impeachment of president, post of vice president, his function, institution Supreme Court, removal Supreme Court High Court judge, electoral college, independent judiciary and separation power, judicial review, president commander-in-chief, armed force, equal protection under law, Ireland, Directive Principal State Policy, nomination member of Rajya Sabha by President, method of election President, Australia, freedom trade between states, national legislative power to implement treaties even the matter outside normal federal jurisdiction, concurrently provision of joint session parliament, preamble terminology, France, notion liberty, equality, fraternity in the preamble, idea Republic of preamble, Canada, quasi-federal government, federal system, strong central government, distribution power between central and state government, residual power retained by the central government, appointment by governor, state of central advisory jurisdiction, Supreme Court, Soviet Union, Soviet fundamental duties under the Article 51A, mandated planning commission to oversee economic development, ideals of justice, social, economic and political preamble, Germany, Weimar Republic, suspension of fundamental rights during emergency, South Africa, amendment procedure, constitution, election member of Rajya Sabha, Japan, procedure established by law which is Supreme Court function, structure, Indian Constitution, world largest sovereign nation, enactment had 395 article, 22 parts, 8 scheduled at the about 1,45,000 words, second longest active constitution after Constitution of Alabama in the world. Amendment Constitution has preamble and 470 article which is grouped into 25 parts with 12 scheduled 5 appendix. It has amended 105 times at the last amendment become effective 15 August 2021, Alabama Constitution article are grouped into following parts: preamble with the word socialist, secular and integrity, order 1976 by 42nd and amendment. Part 1, the Union under its territory, Article 1 to 4. Part 2, citizenship, Article 5 to 11. Part 3, fundamental rights, Article 12 to 35. Article 4, directive principles, state policy, Article 36 to 51. Part 5A, fundamental duties, Article 51A. Part 5, the Union, Article 52 to 151. Part 6, the state, Article 152 to 37. Part 7, state in B part, first schedule, repealed, Article 238. Part 8, Union territories, Article 239 to 242. Part 9, Panchayat, Article 243 to 243O. Part 9A, municipalities, Article 243P to 243ZG. Part 9B, cooperative society, Article 243ZH, 243ZC. T. Part 10, scheduled and tribal area, Article 244 to 244A. Part 11, relation between union and state, Article 245 to 263. Article 12, France property contract and suits, Article 264 to 300A. Part 13, trade and commerce within India, Article 301 to 307. Part 14, service under the union state, Article 308 to 323. Part 14A, tribunals, Article 323A to 323B. Part 15, election, Article 324 to 329A. Part 17, emergency provision, Article 352 to 360. Part 19, miscellaneous, Article 361 to 367. Part 20, amendment constitution, Article 368. Part 21, temporary translation and special provision, Article 369 to 392. Part 22, short title date, commencement of authoritative text in Hindi and repeals, Article 393 to 395. Schedule are listed constitution which is categories and tabulated bureaucratic activity, government policy. Schedule, Article S, description, first 1 and 4, list of Indian state and territories changing their border and law used to make that change. Second, 59 of 3, 65 of 3, 75 of 6, 97, 120 of and 148 of 3, 158 of 3, 164 of 5, 196 and 221. List of salary, public official, judge and comptroller of auditor general. Third, 75 of A, 99, 124 of 6, 148 of 2, 164 of 3, 188 and 219. Forms and oath. List of oath, office, elected official and judge. Fourth, 4 of 1 and 80 of 2. Details allocation seat, Rajya Sabha, upper house parliament by state or union territory. Fifth, 244 of 1, provide administration under control, scheduled area, scheduled tribes and area tribes requiring special protection. Sixth, 244 of 2 and 274 of 1, provision made by administration tribal area, Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura and Mizoram. Seventh, 246, central government state concurrent list responsibility. Eighth, 344 of 1 and 351, official language. Ninth, 31B, validation and certain act and regulation. 10th, 102, 2 and 194, 1 of 2. Anti-defection and provision member of parliament and state legislative. 11th, 243G, Panchayat Raj, rural local government. 12th, 243W, municipality, urban, local government. Appendix 1, constitution application to Jammu and Kashmir Order 1954. Appendix 2, restatement referring to constitution present text, exception and modification applicable state and Jammu and Kashmir. Appendix 3, extract from Constitution 44th Amendment Act 1978. Appendix 4, Constitution 8(6) of Amendment Act 2002. Appendix 5, the Constitution 8th of Amendment Act 2003. Government source of power. Executive, legislative and judicial branch of government receive their power from the Constitution bound by legislature. With the aid of Constitution India, government parliamentary system, government with the executive directly accountable, legislation under Article 52nd and 53 present of India and head by executive branch under Article 60, duty preserving, protecting and defending of constitution and law. Under Article 74, Prime Minister, Head Council Minister, which aids and advise President perform constitution duty. Under Article 75 of 3, Council Minister is answerable to lawyer. Constitution considered federal in nature of and unitary spirit, has been future of federation and including codified supreme constitution, three-tier government structure, central, state and local division of power, bicameralism and independent judiciary. It also possesses unitary future such as single constitution, single citizen, integrated judiciary, flexible constitution, strong central government, appointment state governor by central government, all India service, IAS, IFS and IPS, emergency provision of unique combination make quasi-federal in form. Each state and union territory had its own government analogues to president and prime minister, each governor, union territories, lieutenant governor and chief minister. Article 356 permit president dismiss state government and assume direct authority situation arise which is state government cannot be conducted accordance with the constitution. This power known as president rule was abused. State government came into dismiss. Flimsy government ground political reason after S.R. Bommai v. Union Indian decision such as course action more difficult since court have asserted their right of review. 73rd 74 Amendment Act introduced system Panchayat Raj rule area of Nagar Palek's urban area. Article 370 gave special status of states Jammu and Kashmir legislative amendment. Article 368 dictates procedure constitution amendments. Amendment or addition, variation or repeal any part of constitution parliament. Amendment bill must be passed by House of Parliament 2/3 majority total membership, which is when at least 2/3 of present vote and certain amendment pertaining constitution federal nature must also ratified by majority state legislature. Unlike ordinary bill accordance with the Article 245, except for money bills, there are no provision joint session. Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha pass constitution amendment during parliament recess. President cannot be promulgate ordinance under legislative power under Article 123 Chapter 3 House. Despite supermajority of requirements amendment to pass Indian Constitution, world most frequently amended national governing document constitution, so specific spelling out government power that many amendment address issue dealt with the statute of other democracies. In 2000, Justice Menapalli Narayana Rao Venkatachala Commission was formed to examine constitution update. The commission